feel pretty good, right? You know, in this league, winning 11 games is hard. Winning the division is hard.
Go out there and play the game, trying to do whatever it takes to win.
The Eagles defense slowed down Josh Allen. They knew the only way they're going to lose this game, you cannot let Josh Allen beat us.
They stopped them short of the goal line, and the Eagles will take over on down.
Winning's hard in this league, and I'm always going to enjoy a win.
Sports Radio 94, WIP, the calls, Bills, Eagles, a classic yesterday for the last 5 minutes. It was boring for the first 55 minutes.
Yeah, if you don't like defense.
I'm Aaron Goldhammer, he's Emmett Golden. We are on Sportsmanlike in for Evan, Canty, and Michelle this morning. You can listen on ESPN Radio. You can watch on ESPN2 and ESPNU. Emmett, we are presented by Progressive Insurance, and you could be a part of Unsportsmanlike Nation. Because the Dr. Pepper call-in line is open, Emmett. You can call 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation is presented by Dr. Pepper. It's not college football season without the delicious taste of
an ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
College football, it is a pepper thing. We have clarified that both hook and ladder and hook and lateral are correct. However, it's technically hook and lateral, if you want to be accurate. Colloquially, yes, I just used that word.
Good job.
Hook and ladder is very common, and the two are often used interchangeably.
Right.
Hook and ladder also refers to a firefighter's equipment. The play involves a receiver catching a forward pass, the hook, and then immediately lateraling it, pitching it backward, like the Bears and the Bills did for big plays yesterday.
Right.
Both of those plays worked, and neither team won somehow. I think if you hit a hook and ladder, whatever it is, your odds of winning are like 98%, except for yesterday where it was a bad day to hit one.
Yeah, if you score a touchdown on it, I'm sure it helps.
Emmett, I thought the Bills were going to win that game. They go down. They finally get the ball into the end zone. Emmett, kickers. They get the extra point blocked, so then they go for two to try to win the game on the second touchdown. Like, walk me through
for a second. Let's pause for a second.
Yeah.
Is it a kicker's fault if a kick gets blocked?
Maybe. It depends.
I don't think it's the kicker's fault.
I mean, it depends on the block. But let's just say the Bills' special teams operation. I'll correct myself.
All right.
That Badgley has been terrible. But their special teams operation, the little things, Emmett, the little details sometimes make a difference between you're playing for a division championship or you're a wild card team, you're going to the Super Bowl, or you're not. They get the extra point blocked. By the way, that's not Josh Allen's fault.
No.
It is Josh Allen's fault that the guy's running wide open in the back of the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and he misses him. Like that, it just – I know he's not 100% healthy, but that is a play. I mean, I have a feeling – I don't know where this Bills season is going, but if you're a Bills fan, you probably did not sleep very well last night because all you needed was your MVP quarterback to throw about a 7-yard pass to a wide open guy on a 2-point conversion to win. Just missed it.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. You know, you hate that it comes down to it. I would have kicked the extra point. You know, my rule is if you're at home, force it going to overtime is not a bad thing. Also, this Bills defense locked up the Philadelphia Eagles for most of the game.
Yeah, the Eagles couldn't get a first down in the second half. But Emmett, the problem everybody is saying, just take the extra point and go to overtime. Just take the extra point and go to overtime. If you've seen this kicker and this Bills special teams, you can't just assume that the guy's going to make the extra point. And I think one of the reasons why McDermott did not kick the extra point and play for overtime is because they just got one blocked. And I think he had more confidence in Josh Allen than he did Michael Badgley. So he decided we might have a better chance of getting the 2-point conversion than the extra point anyway.
And the 2-point conversion failed. So was it easier to execute that?
It didn't fail because it was a bad call. It failed because Josh Allen screwed up.
Right.
Well, I'd rather
an extra point's not a bad call. The kick got blocked. Right?
If you're going to go down because Josh Allen missed a big throw, if I'm Sean McDermott, I'm going to be like, look, I put the ball in the hands of the MVP.
For sure.
He just missed it. He screwed up. As opposed to if you let that kicker go back out there and he misses, then you're like, oh, and then you got to look Josh Allen in the eye and say, oh, what are we going to do? Now we need to find another kicker before we go to the playoffs, and we're going to have to go on the road. And I thought McDermott made the right decision. The killer, though, is that they got the first extra point block, because if they just make that one, then they just need to kick the extra point on the second one, and they win the game 14-13.
Yeah. I mean, it was as boring as you call it throughout the game as it was. I mean, when you needed a play to be made, Josh made them up until that point. That was the one, and I was expecting him to complete that pass. When he rolled out and he threw the ball, I'm like, oh, this is the game over. Yeah. And, again, it was just out of the reach of the receiver. It was a poor throw. You don't really expect that from Josh Allen. Look, they're already in the playoffs. It kind of is what it is. It wasn't that damaging. And I'm sure that, you know what, if you want to miss a throw, miss this throw, and not one in the playoffs that can, send you to the next round.
Sure. It's an NFC game. They probably weren't winning the division anyway.
Right.
And I don't know that any of these AFC teams, whether it ends up being New England or Jacksonville or Houston, whoever's going to host the Bills is going to be like, wow, thanks.
Right.
But Emmett, at the same token, I'm seeing big holes in Buffalo. And namely, to me, Emmett, it's the way they start these games, especially on offense. We saw it here in Cleveland last week. They fell behind the stinking Browns at the beginning of the game. They do not start well, and it always feels like they have to pull off some fourth quarter magic. They fell behind 21-0 to the Patriots. They overcame it. They fell behind the Browns. They overcame it. Finally, yesterday, when they fell behind 13-0, it was something against the defending Super Bowl champs they couldn't overcome.
Yeah. Sometimes when you have a guy like Josh Allen, you feel like you're always in it, because you are. All those examples you just gave, they were able to overcome it because they got an elite MVP caliber quarterback. You don't want to fall behind in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And again, a lead doesn't mean you're going to ultimately win, but you don't want to be behind multiple scores in the first or second quarter.
Oddly, I'm not going to kill McDermott for going for two. I thought that was maybe the right call, and if Allen makes the throw, today we're out here going, that bold Sean McDermott. What a great. So this is the nature of being an NFL coach. Right. What I didn't like is in the third quarter, when they hadn't scored all day, and they had 4th and goal from the Philadelphia 3, I'd have just kicked the field goal there. Get on the board, get some points, and you still have plenty of time to have multiple drives. I thought that one was a mistake. They end up going for it. They don't get it. And then the Bills did not score a point in this game until their second-to-last drive. Yeah. The second-to-last drive and the last drive, they had touchdowns on both.
Yeah. No, I'm like, again, when they needed a play, they made it. And I'm not –
Excuse me.
Yeah. I saw the where they went for it, and Allen almost, he was so close to scoring. It didn't work out, and those are the things that happen throughout a game that decide whether you win or lose.
Them's the breaks. On Sportsmanlike, Emmett is presented by Progressive Insurance. You save big when you bundle auto, home, motorcycle. Boy, I'm sneezing, and let me just try this again.
Hey, it's Monday morning. I'm sure everybody's.
I'd like to apologize to Flo,
right,
and all the backup quarterbacks at Progressive Insurance. Unsportsmanlike is presented by Progressive Insurance. Save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat.
Bam.
Go to Progressive.com. That is Progressive.com.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank you, everybody. Coming up next, the Steelers. This is Unsportsmanlike.